their loss.
I miss her. I wish it wouldn't happen.
Just days before celebrating her pregnancy journey. A happily ever after moment.
We can do things that are in the best interest of the state of Florida.
A settlement between the Sunshine State and the famous mouse. And celebrating women.
Be around a community that supports women in business.
To showcase female-owned local businesses. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello and good morning, South Florida. I'm Kenneth Bueno.
I'm Laura Palfrey. Today is Thursday, March 28th, 2024.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
The loss of a leader as D.C. mourns a longtime senator and one-time vice presidential nominee. Former Connecticut senator and candidate for vice president back in the election of 2000, Joe Lieberman's life journey came to an end yesterday. He leaves behind a long road of hard work filled with significant memories.
Lieberman was the first Orthodox Jewish U.S. senator in history. When he first arrived in Washington back in 1989, he was part of a very rare group, conservative Democrats from the Northeast. Joe had a Democratic view in many situations, but also brought a lawyer's perspective.
He won the primary. I'm exercising my right to run as an independent Democrat. I'm loyal to my party, but I have higher loyalty. Never shied from a good fight, and I never will.
Lieberman's family mentioned he passed away following complications from a fall. Luckily, his wife Hadassah was with him when he passed. He was 82 years old.
Turning to the latest from the Baltimore Bridge disaster. Yesterday, divers recovered the bodies of 2 missing workers. But as Caplin's Elizabeth Garcia reports, officials are putting the recovery of other victims on hold.
The details of the Key Bridge disaster grew even more devastating throughout the day. Ronald Butler Jr., the head of Maryland State Police, revealed divers found a red pickup truck Wednesday in about 25 feet of water. 2 victims of the Baltimore Bridge collapse were inside.
The victims were identified as Alejandro Hernandez Fuentes, 35 years old, of Baltimore, and Dorlian Ranial Castillo Cabrera, 26 years old, of Dundalk.
As for the other 4 men presumed dead, Colonel Butler described how the remains of those victims may be trapped within the surreal wreckage of the bridge, areas that are now too dangerous for divers to search. There is also the urgent need to reopen the channel, the Port of Baltimore.
The task in front of us, it will be real, it will be daunting. But despite this task ahead of us being daunting, I can tell you right now, our resolve is unshaken.
Maryland Senator Ben Cardin briefly spoke of plans for a new bridge now in the works.
We're also working today on a replacement bridge so that we can also have those plans in place and have the tools and resources available so that we can reconstruct the bridge as quickly as possible.
Meanwhile, the National Transportation Safety Board continues to investigate what happened on board.
Approximately 6 hours of VDR data was provided to the NTSB.
I'm Elizabeth Garcia with Caplin News.
Founder of cryptocurrency exchange FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, awaits his sentencing for fraud conviction this morning. Back in November, Fried was found guilty of committing one of the largest white-collar crimes in American history. His fate today lies in the hands of New York Judge Lewis Caplin. Prosecutors are aiming for 40 to 50 years, while the probation department recommends 100.
Turmoil inside of Mickey's Clubhouse comes to an end this morning as a settlement is reached in a lawsuit between Disney and allies of Governor Ron DeSantis. One of the governor's biggest feuds during the presidential campaign last year was against the theme park after the company spoke out about the passing of the controversial Don't Say Gay bill. DeSantis' appointees successfully took over Disney's governing body. However, following a long battle in court, both sides reached a compromise.
We have an interest as a state in moving forward to make this region very strong. This tourism oversight board and that district is a big part of that. And I think that there's going to be ways where we can do things that are in the best interest of the state of Florida. And I think Disney can be a part of that.
The settlement is said to have created a new board that will follow a comprehensive plan made in 2020. This includes a new district administrator and board chaired person.
A tragic story coming to us from Panama City this morning as a woman and her unborn child were involved in a fatal car accident. WALB's Lena Allen has more on the incident from her home of Bainbridge, Georgia.
We were so ready to just shower her and baby Asher with so much love. It is definitely heartbreaking.
Around 12:45 a.m. on Saturday, Clark was driving in Panama City, Florida, when police say she failed to yield, causing her to collide with the back of a transport prisoner van. She and her unborn baby, Asher Blaze, were later pronounced dead. She was 7 months pregnant at the time.
I miss her. I wish it wouldn't happen.
A shared sentiment throughout the community.
We loved her. We genuinely did. It was our pleasure to be a part of her life, to love her and to support her. And so we're definitely going to be feeling the loss for a while.
While Clark's presence is no longer within the four walls of the Chick-fil-A in Bainbridge, her vibrant smile is the first thing customers will see when they come inside.
That was WALB's Lena Allen reporting. Clark reportedly leaves behind another child. As for the others involved in the collision, 7 sustained injuries, but none were life-threatening.
An egg shortage this year may affect the price you pay celebrating Easter. Caplin News reporter Jessica Wine takes a look at the condition that is behind it.
Today, a spike in bird flu cases may increase the spending for Americans shopping for this Easter.
It's no secret that eggs are in high demand during this time of year. Unfortunately, experts report that the spike of bird flu cases has impacted supply. This specific strain was first detected in the U.S. in 2022, according to the CDC. More than 82 million birds have been affected by the disease. As a result, grab your baskets and your wallet because Easter spending this year is one for the record books. Catherine Colin with the National Retail Federation says Americans will shell out about $180 per person on Easter-related items this year, bringing total national spending to $22.4 billion. While those numbers are slightly down from last year, it's still the third highest per person spending on record. If you're wondering where that money is going, consumers will likely spend the most on candy and food, according to the NRF's annual Easter survey, followed by gifts, clothing, and decorations.
They're planning lots of special meals, picking up cards, as well as gifts to share with loved ones.
So don't expect to hunt down any bargains on eggs. The average cost of a dozen large eggs was just under $3 in February, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics' most recent data. That's 47 cents higher than January.
We do see that over half of households with children are planning an Easter egg hunt at home this year. That goes up to almost 60%.
With that in mind, besides hurting your wallets just a little bit, Easter celebrators are still expected to have an amazing time with their families and communities. I'm Jessica Wine reporting for Caplin News.
We turn to a heartwarming story about a 10-year-old girl who uses social media for good. She has congenital heart defect and is posting her journey on TikTok. WEWS's Tessa DeTito has more on how she uses her platform to educate and inspire.
Hi, it's me, Aubrey, and I have a lot to tell you. My surgery is in 2 days. I'm kind of nervous and really scared at the same time.
Aubrey Blake shows me some of the videos she's enjoyed making over the last year. The 5th grade student decided she wanted to create content about the heart condition she was born with.
I was born with something called coarctation of the aorta. It just shows that I was really brave during that moment and that it shows me now that I can do it again if I need it. This part is so small that the blood needs more pressure to go through.
Aubrey's dad, Christopher, says making the videos helped his daughter prepare for her recent major surgery at Akron Children's Hospital.
I think the more that we prepared for those videos, the more that we communicated, right, and talked about the procedure itself and why she had to have it.
Quickly, the EMS side of TikTok started engaging with Aubrey's journey. And when the popular Sleepy Paramedic shared her story, her following took off.
She got quite the following and became somewhat of a TikTok star, and it's just kind of gone from there.
Thank you so much for all of the support and nice comments. I have truly enjoyed reading them.
When she walked into the operating room with her dad, Aubrey had folks around the world cheering her on.
It's still a huge deal to have, go on a heart-lung machine, have your circulation stop throughout your body with the exception of perfusing the brain.
That online support made a huge impact during her recovery.
When I got out of it, I got to look through all the comments, and it was really fun to just get out of it, and it really got off my mind.
And by far the most popular video she's ever made, running out of the hospital and back to her life as a happy, healthy 10-year-old.
This is the ultimate example of taking something difficult in her life and turning it into something amazing. And so more power to that young lady.
And until next time, bye.
That was Tessa DeTito from WEWS reporting. Aubrey's cardiology team checks up on her regularly and says that she's doing just fine.
A major ownership change in the major leagues.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
Women's Bazaar offers opportunity for local business owners that are women-owned.
Women bringing their businesses to campus for an exciting event. Stick around. Newsbreak will be back in just 2 minutes.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
CWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
Women-owned businesses showcased at a pop-up market in North Miami. Yesterday, the first International Women's Bazaar was held at FIU's BBC campus.
As Caplin's Amelia Orella reports, vendors from Miami-Dade County and Broward were invited to showcase their merchandise.
Women's History Month is coming to an end, and Florida International University is giving the closing it deserves by hosting an International Women's Bazaar here at FIU BBC campus to showcase these hard workers-owned businesses in Miami.
For the first time ever, Florida International University Women's Center held an International Women's Bazaar to promote diversity and provide a space for women's small businesses to support each other and connect with customers. Tiffany Pica, the program coordinator, introduced the event to the FIU community.
The Women's Bazaar offers opportunity for local business owners that are women-owned around Miami-Dade and Broward County to come to FIU or just be a part of the event to not only spotlight their own individual businesses, but also to celebrate how many women are seeking out entrepreneurship.
From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., vendors showcase their services and products, including soap bars, hair accessories, and handmade bats. Some of the brands were from FIU students.
This is the Bandwari's Women Project. We work with a group of women in India, and they create the products out of old sari material, and we bring it back here, and then they sell it and bring it back the profits to them, basically.
Entrepreneurship is the new go-to in South Florida, with women from all nationalities joining forces to create their brand, as in the case of these two ladies from Colombia and Boston, who founded Anaya's Beauty Bar, to elevate self-care with natural hair and skincare products. They also appreciate every opportunity they get to connect with people.
Be around a community that supports women in business. Having that support means a lot to us, because a lot of times as a small business owner, you feel like you're alone and you get no support. So being part of a community that cares about women-owned businesses means a lot to us.
These women represent a growing number of entrepreneurs in South Florida by taking advantage of economic opportunities and becoming their own bosses. Reporting at FIU BBC Campus for Caplin News, I'm Amelia Orjuela.
On the opening day of the Major League Baseball season, a new owner will take over the Baltimore Orioles. After the death of Peter Angelos, the team's owner for 3 decades, the MLB owners approved the team's sale to a group led by David Rubenstein, a billionaire co-founder of the Carlyle Group and a Baltimore native. The Orioles will begin hosting the Los Angeles Angels at Camden Yards later today.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Laura Palfrey.
I'm Kenneth Bueno. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.